Welcome back to Wing Wong. You're late. Thursday. Like the video.
Derapy.
Hey Patriots, this is Trucker Jake. I'm sure a lot of you are still confused over Elon's meltdown last week. I taught autistic students for several years.
It was February 7th of 2025 at 9:39 a.m. when Elon Musk, the owner of what was formerly known as the Bird app, Elon Musk tweeted this: "I love @real Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man."
What do you mean by that?
You would think that Elon Musk and Donald Trump were serving together in Nam, or they were blood brothers or something. This is the type of language that I would only reserve for my older brother, or maybe some of my closest friends that I've known since I was a small child. But the point is, Elon Musk loves Donald Trump in February of this year, so you would be shocked to discover how that tone has changed in just a matter of months. In late May of this year, just a few months after he was professing his undying love for Trump, his position at the White House would end and then tensions would rise very quickly. In early June, this is what Elon Musk had to say on Twitter about a bill that Trump was trying to pass. "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." Apparently, Elon's quote-unquote job was to help the White House cut spending, and the second he leaves, they're trying to pass, I think Donald Trump called it one big beautiful bill. So after Elon made it clear that he hated this new bill, Trump would respond by saying, "Elon knew the inner workings of this bill. Elon is upset because we took the EV mandate, which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. They're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. Billions and billions and billions." So after this, Elon just immediately took it to an entirely different level and was just like, "Dog, I am the reason that Trump got elected," which is already kind of wild. But then goes on to say, such ingratitude that Donald Trump is showing to me. He should be much more grateful. Trump, trying to act like the ex that definitely doesn't care at all, would respond by saying, "Honestly, I've been so busy working on China, working on Russia, working on Iran, working on so many. I'm not even thinking about Elon. You know, I wish him well." Elon responds in a shockingly mature fashion by saying that Trump is a pedophile. Elon Musk would tweet this on June 5th. "Time to drop the really big bomb. @real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT." We are in the
Wing Wong World Championship.
Imagine tweeting to 221 million followers that your pal, who you just said you love as much as any straight man could love another man, somebody you just said you love so much, is actually in the Epstein files.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
For what? Why? I mean, yes, probably, almost certainly, in my opinion, but the switch up is crazy. All Trump said is that your work is done here and I'm wishing you well, and Elon's like,
"Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God."
Now, many people were quick to point out, rightfully so, that it's kind of insane that you were just buddy-buddy with the guy for months and have had a professional relationship for years, and as soon as you have a public disagreement about a bill, suddenly you're like, that guy's a diddler. Elon must have, one, realized how crazy what he did was by telling hundreds of millions of people that the president of the United States is actually a pedophile, but also probably came to the realization that it's not a great look considering how tight he was with Trump. Also, he probably got a couple weird phone calls in the middle of the night, maybe a few taps on the shoulder, and all I'm gonna say is, you know, for all of his flaws, I think it's safe to say that Donald Trump isn't the type of enemy that you would want, you know, considering
He's the president.
He probably knows people that knows people that would take care of a problem like this if you are picking up what I'm putting down. Despite Elon Musk initially saying that he would only apologize, and apologize profusely as soon as there is a full dump of the Epstein files, spoiler alert, that didn't happen, and it's probably never gonna happen. Elon Musk would actually end up more or less walking it back like the spineless dork that he is. Not even a week later, Elon Musk is tweeting out on June 11th, you know, I regret some of my posts about President Donald Trump last week. They went too far.
They didn't go far enough.
Now, me personally, I think it's textbook
Wing-wong behavior.
to go from I love that man more than life itself to that man is a predator to nah, never mind, I was doing too much, like everybody chill. Kind of too late to, put that one back in the bottle, dog. I'm not going to hold you. I do think it's important to acknowledge that Elon didn't actually go out of his way to say, I actually don't think he's in the files. But he did say that, like, he just regrets tweeting it. I don't know, dog. My two favorite responses to this are, one,
Uno.
are you back to defending someone who you said is on the Epstein files? And two,
Dos.
you don't regret your post. You're afraid of him. Two different things. Oddly, within just the past 24 hours, Trump has already said he's open to reconciling with Elon, which is kind of nuts. This will kind of be like if Drake was like, you know what? I think I'm open to reconciling with Kendrick Lamar after he won 5 Grammys for calling me a diddler.
Kendrick would never apologize.
There's a reason why this is the
Wing-wong World Championship.
I don't know what's actually worse. Is it them going into business and being in love to begin with? Is it how messy the breakup was? Is it Elon tweeting to hundreds of millions of people that Trump is a pedophile only to take it back within a week? Is it Trump just saying that he doesn't really care about the allegations and saying that he would get over it instead of, like, I don't know, standing on business and being like, that dude's a freak. I don't know why he would say that wild ass shit about me. What I think is most important to take away from this situation is that nobody denied anything. Which I think is crazy. Elon never actually said that he doesn't think Trump is in the files, even though Elon literally tweeted out like a video of Trump and Epstein at a party. Like, he's not taking that back. Trump isn't saying that the allegations are baseless. Everybody seemingly, even like on Red Team, is just more or less kind of accepting the fact that like, nobody really meant anything. We all just say things when we get upset. Which brings us back to this clip. This man goes by Real Trucker Jake Logan.
Hey, Patriots, this is Trucker Jake. I'm sure a lot of you are still confused over Elon's meltdown last week. I taught autistic students for several years, and the thing that you have to understand is that a lot of them are wired differently emotionally.
Tap in real quick with me, Red Team, if you don't mind. The thing you don't understand about autistic people is that they're different.
And sometimes, especially the overachievers, when they get to a certain amount of stress, they're going to have a bit of a meltdown. I'm not excusing the behavior. I'm still on Team Trump, but...
Red Team, lock in, okay? Elon didn't actually mean it. You don't get it. He's just autistic, okay? Sometimes autistic people, they react emotionally, and then they call the president of the United States a child predator. These things just happen. I'm not making an excuse for it. I'm still Team Trump. I'm just saying, in case some of you don't understand, people on the spectrum are different. Sometimes they just call you a pedophile when they're upset.
That's what happens, especially high achievers like Elon Musk. It's not uncommon.
Common wing-wong.
This is what happens when you hitch your wagon to two kind of crazy people. You should expect crazy fallout. I know that Red Team has got to be in shambles because their boy, Elon, made what they thought was a safe space for Red Team and has been ruling with a awkward iron, maybe not iron fist, but with some enthusiastic jumping. If you're Red Team, it's got to be a tough week or two for you, but it's got to feel weird to begin with because y'all never really voted for Elon to begin with. He just had a ton of money and helped Trump buy the election, low-key, in Elon's own words. So, shout out to my people on the spectrum that are not Elon Musk. I know that he's not like a great representation of your hood, so my condolences. Our next story is from The Guardian. It's about Andrew Tate. Oh, bro. Andrew Tate to appear in court for allegedly driving 90 miles over the limit in Romania. Very bold decision to make when people think that you are a sex trafficker. Yo, this article starts out pretty fire though, I'm not gonna lie. Self-styled misogynist influencer claims police radar gun must have been calibrated incorrectly and says he cannot afford £300 fine.
Wing Wong. And you're broke.
In this article from Sunday, June 8th, the controversial British-American influencer Andrew Tate is due to appear in court in Romania on Monday after allegedly being caught at the driving at 196 kilometers an hour, which is 122 miles per hour in an area with a 50 kilometer per hour speed limit. Andrew Tate went on Twitter and described the allegations that he was speeding as grossly false and said he looked forward to explaining himself when he appeared in court on Monday. Man, the top G is really just like the rest of us. Huh? I mean, like speeding, not like the other gross stuff. In other extremely important news, I just want to say this off rip. Violence, generally not the answer. Like, totally don't do it. Keep your hands to yourself. But also this kick streamer pulled up to this anti-ICE protest and started yelling this.
I love fascism! I love ICE! Deport them all!
Wing Wong.
So she got punched in the face. And I'm not saying that I would have done that, and I'm not saying that anybody should do that, but since it already happened, it is what it is. One of our members submitted this story in our
Wing Wong Wednesday
channel in our Discord. That's for members only. You can get in there for $1. They said, can we add my dad to
Wing Wong Wednesday
this week? Caught him watching the most blatantly AI misinformation YouTube video the other day. Didn't realize that's what he was watching till he asked me if I heard about Eddie Murphy testifying against Diddy.
Your dad's a Wing Wong.
Yeah, so that didn't happen. Eddie Murphy isn't actually testifying against Diddy. You can't believe everything you see and hear on the internet. So just to be clear, there is a lot of AI generated stuff going around with a lot of misinformation, and that's why you should always be sure to check your sources. Even if it's me. I mean, I'm testifying against Diddy, but you shouldn't believe it until you actually see it.
You what?
Speaking of doing good journalism, unfortunately, we have to talk for a bit about Complex, who posted this article about Coco Gauff winning at the French Open, and they captioned it, Coco Gauff credits Trump re-election for her historic French Open win. That is not what happened. You know what's so funny? Like, literally live, I was going to read from the actual article what happened, but Complex has already deleted the entire tweet, so they know it was wrong.
Wing Wongs.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure she talked about how her mother said that after Trump was reelected, people were like really looking for something to be optimistic about or be happy about. And she mentioned that after she won, but she wasn't crediting the re-election for her tennis victory. And Complex, I suppose, realized the error of their ways, but they never should have tweeted it out to begin with. Just absolutely insane work.
Editor Derek here. The exact quote from Coco Gauff is, I remember after the election and everything, it kind of felt like a down period. My mom told me, try to win the tournament to give something for people to smile for. So that's what I was thinking about today when holding the trophy.
Complex using Trump's name for clickbait is borderline unforgivable. How do you take somebody's mom telling them, give people something to smile about, and make that into Trump re-election inspired her to victory?
No journalistic integrity.
So there's this article from May 12, 2023, where apparently some Montreal dog owners were stunned this week to learn that the dog park they've been taking their furry friends to has suddenly outlawed barking.
Hey.
Violators could be fined between $500 and $2,000, according to a new sign posted on the gate to the park at the corner of John Taylor Street and Provencher Boulevard in Montreal's St. Leonard Borough. The sign stipulates that it is forbidden to let your dog bark, whine, or howl. Why?
Wing Wong.
How do you enforce this? What's the point? Whose idea was it?
how much barking and whining and howling was going on before they decided that you needed to pay the price to have your dog bark at the dog park. A member of the community had this to say. This is Melanie. It's too much. It's really too much. I know it's to scare people, but it's not fair. How do you even scare people into keeping their dogs from barking? I can't. Y'all need money that bad? Also, how do you enforce this? How do you collect the money?
It's the evil world we're living in.
This headline is absolutely absurd. Dave Portnoy calls for Greta Thunberg to be hit by an Israeli missile, then says it should be illegal to make violent jokes about Jews in the same podcast. Ain't no way, boy.
Live
I'll
in
jump
Gaza.
I'll jump on Greta Van Thorsten or whatever that girl. She's sailing there, like whoever that fucking. I hope they hit a fucking like a missile on her boat.
Well,
What did Greta Thunberg do to deserve this level of hostility from Dave Portnoy?
Wing Wong.
Please let me know what she did to make this man so mad. And for those of you that might be fans of Barstool Sports or Dave Portnoy, if he's joking, which, probably maybe, I'd love to know, what the joke is. Please provide more context. Why is he like this? But don't forget, this is a two-parter because in the exact same show, he would be screaming and crying about people making jokes about Jewish people and how it's dangerous.
You're literally saying people should be allowed to make Jew jokes, say whatever they want right fucking now. That's
yes,
what
I
you're
think
saying.
people should be allowed to make jokes.
So how many motherfucking Jews have to be killed before you stop?
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Grown man screaming and crying about jokes at the expense of Jewish people in the same day as talking about hitting Greta Thunberg with a missile? What do we call that?
Wing Wong.
You know what? I actually got a bonus clip for y'all. It involves the same person. This is Dave Portnoy talking about a joke that he made that I'm sure he thinks is extremely harmless and very funny and very cool.
You posted the following on your site. I never condone rape, but if you're a size 6 and you're wearing skinny jeans, you kind of deserve to be raped.
Correct.
Okay.
I stand by that. I think it's a funny joke.
You think rape is funny?
No, I didn't say that. I think it's a funny joke.
Do you understand how offensive that is?
No, I obviously don't.
Stop talking! Wing Wong.
What I really wish these dudes would think about, because let's be real, it's always dudes that are making jokes like this. I just want to know, what is funny about the joke? I don't condone it, but if you're a size 6 and you're wearing skinny jeans, then you deserve it? What's the joke? I don't know how many times I have to say this, but dark humor, edgy humor, fine, whatever. Some jokes hit, some don't. But when they don't, if they're clearly not really funny, and even if asked to explain it, you're still just I stand by it, and I don't understand why it's offensive. I think it's worth pondering. Why do people hate this? Why do people have this reaction? Also, what exactly is the joke? Dave Portnoy fans, chime in. Did you know about this clip? Do you find the joke funny? In what context would it be? I don't know. I don't really care. I just think it's kind of gross. But to be fair, it is
The Wing Wong World Championship.
And it was close, but I'm going to be honest. I think I got to give it to Elon. If you're going to say something absolutely outrageous, but almost certainly true, the least you can do is stand on it. The initial tweet is absurd, especially considering the history, but walking it back is just as lame, if not more so, in my opinion. That's all I have for this week's edition of
Wing Wong Thursday.
If you're on YouTube, please remember to, like the video. Also, if you're on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get podcasts, please rate and follow the show. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. I think we're pretty close to 37,000 subscribers. That would be fun. When we get to 40K, I'm doing a Henny-fueled live yap session on YouTube. That sounds crazy. But thank you all so much for the support over the past couple days, over the past couple weeks. Love you, mean it. Spread the bread. Enjoy the outro by
Bernie in hell.
Yo. They don't see me in the morning. They don't see me in the morning. They don't see me at 3 or 4 or 5 with a coffee on it. Dedicated like I'm sworn in. Pieces that I was torn in. I sleep with the thorns in. If I bleed, then I ignore, but it's not important. I crush myself inside the tiny little box, and what was the present I got? Be stuck in this prison while I sit and rot, but I refuse to be stupid. Then I gotta remove this influence, regain my movement. I owe it to myself and those that helped me through it. Most of the music, I swear to God, helping myself should never be this hard. With everything I have been, well, nothing can be bought, and that's unfortunate. But if it is the course you get, you can listen to me reporting it. Young Vern is subordinate. Catch me out with your boy and them if I ever go on tour with them.